Hello, Dee welcome. Hmm. All right. Hello, Jayantha, welcome. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Uttahatta nisidatta koato supite navo atorananhi kanidda salaviddana rupatang Uttahatta nisidatta dalhang sikatta santiya mavo pamatte vinyaya machuraja mohita vasanuge yaya deva manusa cha sitta tittanti attika Tarate tang visattikang kannovo upajaka kanatita hisochanti niram hi samapita pamado pamadanupatito rajo appamadena vijaya abhe sallamattanoti. Wake up! Make an effort! Get up and sit! What need of sleep? For the sick, what rest is there, pierced by the dart of pain? Get up and sit, train hard for peace. Let not Mara know that you are negligent, deluded, and under his control. Cross beyond this craving, tied to, desiring which gods and men remain. Don't let this chance pass by. Those who do so grieve, sending themselves to hell. From dust arises negligence, from negligence to more. By diligence and knowledge pluck out the dart oneself. Sadhu. Welcome, Kim and Gregory. All right. Welcome to Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. That means it is time for Dhammapalooza, the festival of Dhamma with the Maggaseka community, where we do a variety of different Dhamma-related activities. In about 30 seconds or so, we'll start our meditation period. Let me put up the banner. There we go. All right. So set yourself up in whatever comfortable and stable position works for you for our meditation. Start by doing a mindful scan of the body. Starting from the feet and moving up to the head. Setting up your posture in as comfortable and stable position as possible by noticing when there's small feelings of discomfort or imbalance and adjusting your posture as needed. Remember, doing this beginning activity before you sit will help with two things. First, it will help to develop a good posture, and it will also help you to sit longer with less pain, less imbalance, allowing your mind and your body more time to become calm and tranquil, leading to deep states. This is pure cause and condition. By doing this, you're working on setting the cause and conditions for a long, tranquil meditation sit. When you're done setting up your body in a comfortable and stable position, move over to the breath. Start following the breath as the body breathes in and out. For the rest of the meditation, we'll practice metta. You can begin by visualizing a sphere around you, just large enough to encompass your body. And as we say the words of metta, you can visualize that sphere being filled up by your goodwill, friendliness. And repeat the words. May I find happiness. May I find peace. May I live in friendship with all beings. May I find release from suffering. Remember, when you say words of metta, they're not meant to be a mantra, just repeated over and over. Whenever you say words of metta, really try to feel them and think that you're saying these words just like you would be saying it towards a close relative or best friend, with a sincere hope and wish that they come true for that person. That that person finds these things, works, knows what is good, develops them in their lives. Repeat. May I find happiness. May I find peace. May I live in friendship with all beings. May I find release from suffering. May I find happiness. May I find peace. May I live in friendship with all beings. May I find release from suffering. May I find happiness. May I find peace. May I live in friendship with all beings. May I find release from suffering. Fill that sphere of metta to bursting, so full with your goodwill and friendliness. ready to expand out. Spread your sphere of metta out to encompass the entirety of whatever building you are in. The sphere encompassing you and all beings in it, human, animal, insects, seen and unseen beings, whatever beings there may be. Forgetting, omitting none. Pervading all beings in the building with your sphere of goodwill and friendliness. May all of us in this building find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out to encompass the entirety of whatever town, city, village you're in. However many beings, human, animal, insects, seen and unseen. May all of us in this town find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out to encompass whatever state, region, or province you're in. May all of us in this region find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out to encompass whatever country you're in. However many millions of humans, animals, insects, seen and unseen, whatever beings may reside in that country. May all of us in this country find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out to encompass the entirety of the planet Earth. You can visualize the planet completely surrounded in your sphere of metta, pale blue dot in the sea of darkness, encompassed in your sphere. Trillions of beings, air, land, and sea. Beings we know and beings we don't. Completely pervaded, suffused with your goodwill and friendliness. May all beings on this planet find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out into the cosmos, getting ever larger. Encompassing the entirety of this Milky Way galaxy, our home galaxy, filled with hundreds of billions of stars and planets. Who knows what kind of life where, in what plane of existence. We completely surround and pervade the entire galaxy with our sphere of goodwill and friendliness. May all of us in this galaxy find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Spread your sphere out to encompass the entirety of the known universe, the full universe, and beyond out to infinity, wherever there may be beings in the samsaric state, fellow siblings in suffering, without any limit, without any boundary, all beings everywhere. May all of us everywhere find happiness. May all of us find peace. May all of us live in friendship with each other. May all of us find release from suffering. Come back through the universe, galaxy, world, country, region, back to your body, opening your eyes, reflecting on the state of your mind before and after the meditation. Contemplating any experiences that stood out. Welcome, Michelle, and anyone else who joined during the meditation. Now is the time. If anybody has any questions, you're welcome to put those questions in the chat. And we can do some questions before we read the sutta, or we can just jump into the sutta if there's no questions. All right. Ah, hello, Bisaka. Welcome. Bisaka asks, is it common to feel like I'm faking the metta with certain people? Yeah, because your mind is stuck on them. Your mind refuses to give them metta. So when you try, it feels false. But that's okay. Keep doing it. Eventually that will break and you can have metta for them. Didi, I've never described myself as a faith follower. I've described myself as the opposite. I've described myself as a Dhamma follower. Um, I have mentioned that I have faith in the Buddha, but that was a faith that was the Dhamma, the faith of a Dhamma follower, right? The faith of somebody who has um, stubbornly decided that they needed to see things for themselves and do things the hard way. And through that, through the gaining of wisdom and insight down that path, I've gained also faith in what I don't know. But no, I'm definitely not a faith follower for certain. Faith followers is quite literally somebody who can get decently far down the path just in having strong faith that the Buddha was right and that his teachings are worth following. Just on faith alone, at least to start. You can't become awakened as a faith follower. You do have to, put in the practice and all that too. It's just the two kinds of tendencies that people have. And I think both tend to be related to past lives as well. I am what I was called growing up in a uh, Italian American, or actually Italian ethos with my grandparents and my mom, who was born in Italy and everything. A word that I was called growing up many, many times was capadosta, means hard head. And I am indeed a hard head. I have to learn things the hard way. Never can seem to make it easy on myself, but it is what it is. Such is the way for me. I try to make it so that it's not as it's a little bit easier for those who I share Dhamma with, so that they don't have to go through as much as I have. Maybe I can give them a little shortcuts here and there, but I have no say in that either. It's up to them. So, all right. Let's read sutta. Majjhima Nikaya number 17, Jungle Thickets. So I have heard. At one time the Buddha was staying near Savatthi in Jeta's Grove, Anathapindika's monastery. There the Buddha addressed the mendicants. Mendicants, Venerable Sir, they replied. The Buddha said this: Mendicants, I will teach you an exposition about jungle thickets. Listen and apply your mind well. I will speak. Yes, sir, they replied. The Buddha said this: Mendicants, take the case of a mendicant who lives close by a jungle thicket. As they do so, their mindfulness does not become established. Their mind does not become immersed in samadhi. Their defilements do not come to an end, and they do not arrive at the supreme sanctuary from the yoke. And the necessities of life that a renunciant requires, robes, alms food, lodgings, and medicines and supplies for the sick, are to come by. That mendicant should reflect: while living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness has not become established. My mind does not become immersed in samadhi. My defilements do not come to an end, and I do not arrive at the supreme sanctuary from the yoke. And the necessities of life that a renunciate requires, robes, alms food, lodgings, and medicines and supplies for the sick, are hard to come by. That mendicant should leave that jungle thicket that very time of night or day. They should not stay there. So this is, an interesting dynamic. This is talking about monks, but this can apply to lay people too. Right? If you have a goal and your environment and your ability to thrive and all of that is not working out, maybe you need to change things. Maybe you need to try to set up causes and conditions that are more conducive to whatever that goal is. And so the Buddha is saying, all you got is negatives here. Get out. Even if it's the middle of the night, they should not stay there. So, take another case of a mendicant who lives close by a jungle thicket. Their mindfulness does not become established, but the necessities of life are easy to come by. That mendicant should reflect, while living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness does not become established, but the necessities of life are easy to come by. But I didn't go forth from this lay life to homelessness for the sake of robes, alms food, lodgings, or medicines, and supplies for the sick. Moreover, while living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness does not become established. That mendicant should, after appraisal, leave that jungle thicket. They should not stay there. Right? So what you have here is a trap, right? Things are kind of pleasant. They're comfortable. You get all your requisites are taken care of. You're even hanging out by a jungle thicket. So externally, things look pretty good. Right? You have all your needs taken care of. And you're like a forest monk out there. But your spiritual path is not progressing. Your mindfulness and your samadhi are not progressing. So you reflect. Well, what's the reason I'm doing what I'm doing? Oh, it's not just for material things. So I need to leave. I need to change my causes and conditions. Take another case of a mendicant who lives close by a jungle thicket. As they do so, their mindfulness becomes established, their mind becomes immersed in samadhi, their defilements come to an end, and they arrive at the supreme sanctuary from the yoke. But the necessities of life that a renunciant requires, robes, alms, food, lodgings, and medicines and supplies for the sick, are hard to come by. That mendicant should reflect. When living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness becomes established, but the necessities of life are hard to come by. But I didn't go forth from the lay life into homelessness for the sake of a robe, alms, food, lodgings, or medicines and supplies for the sick. Moreover, while living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness becomes established. That mendicant should, after appraisal, stay in the jungle thicket. They should not leave. Now, one thing to clarify here is not that there are no requisites, that there's no support, because in the Vinaya, in different places, the Buddha allows monks and basically encourages them, like, don't stay there. Like, you need support. But in this case, you're not dying, you're not starving, you're not naked out in the wilderness, starving and freezing to death or whatever, or hyperventilating. It's just that, maybe you don't get the things that you want, that you would like, but you have enough. It's hard, but you're surviving and your practice is going well. So again, the reflection is, well, you didn't become a monk for material things. So what? It's hard. Get over it. Stay there. Your meditation's going well. Practice well, right? Take another case of a mendicant who lives close by a jungle thicket. Their mindfulness becomes established, and the necessities of life are easy to come by. That mendicant should reflect. While living close by this jungle thicket, my mindfulness becomes established, and the necessities of life are easy to come by. That mendicant should stay in that jungle thicket for the rest of their life. They should not leave. Right? Yeah, they have it good on all counts. They're well supported. They're hanging out in the wilderness. Their meditation is going well. Stay there for the rest of your life. And if you're being well supported, people actually might want you, they might actually want you to stay, not move on. So you stay there and you keep practicing because those conditions are conducive to awakening. Take the case of a mendicant who lives supported by a village, a town, a city, a country, an individual. As they do so, their mindfulness does not become established, their mind does not become immersed in samadhi, their defilements do not come to an end, and they do not arrive at the supreme sanctuary from the yoke. And the necessities of life that a renunciate requires, robes, almsfoons, lodgings, medicines, and supplies for the sick, are hard to come by. So what's happening here is it's the same thing, but it's just repeating for each one, right? Supported by a village, a town, a country, an individual. And it's going to be the same four things, right? Like when you should leave and when you should stay. That's what it is. It's just not extra. This is just repeating with different contexts, different conditions. And the necessities of life that a renunciate requires, robes, alms, food, lodging, and medicines and supplies for the sick, are hard to come by. That mendicant should reflect, my mindfulness does not become established, and the necessities of life are hard to come by. That mendicant should leave that person at any time of the day or night. And so this would be that mendicant should leave that village, town, city, country, person, etc. Any time of the day or night without taking leave, they should not follow them. Take another case of a mendicant who lives supported by city, town, country, individual, etc. Their mindfulness does not become established, but the necessities of life are easy to come by. They reflect, this happens, but the necessities of life, that mendicant, okay, so then this is where their meditation, their mindfulness is not great, but the necessities of the support is good. You leave because that's the support. The material things are not the important thing. Take another case of a mendicant who lives supported by town, village, country, individual, etc. Their mindfulness becomes established, but the necessities of life are hard to come by. That mendicant should reflect. My mindfulness becomes established, but the necessities of life are hard to come by. That mendicant should, after appraisal, follow that person or stick with that country, town, etc. Whatever. I almost said galaxy like it's meta. Yes, stay in that galaxy. Don't go to another galaxy. Uh, they should not leave. Take another case of a mendicant who lives supported by an individual. As they do so, their mindfulness becomes established. Their and their mind becomes immersed in samadhi. Their defilements come to an end, and they arrive at the supreme sanctuary from the yoke. And the necessities of life that a renunciant requires, robes, alms, food, lodgings, medicines, etc., are easy to come by. That mendicant should reflect. That mendicant should follow that person or be with that village, town, country, etc. for the rest of their life. They should not leave, even if sent away. That is what the Buddha said. Satisfied, the mendicants approved of what the Buddha said. Sadhu. Any comments, questions, clarifications regarding this sutta, or just questions in general? All right. Next week is going to be the Madhupindika Sutta. It's a very famous sutta. I see Michelle laughing, as she often does. That's a sign of some happiness in life when you laugh at all kinds of things, especially Dhamma. Be like Ajahn Brahm. All right. All right. Let's read some Tara and Tarigata. Hmm. Okay, there it is. Anjanavaniya. I plunged in the Anjana forest and made a hut to live in. I've attained the three knowledges and fulfilled the Buddha's instructions. Well, quite straightforward. Kuttiviharin. Who is in this hut? A monk is in this hut. Free of lust, his mind serene. My friend, you should know this. Your hut wasn't built in vain. And he's talking to the supporter who built the hut. Or actually, no, he's talking to himself, I guess. Right? Your hut wasn't built in vain. But that works for both. The hut wasn't built in vain. All right. Kuttiviharin 2. This was your old hut, but you still want a new hut. Let go of hope for a hut, monk. A new hut will only bring more suffering. Almost sounds like the second one should be before the first one. It sounds like this is before, and the next one is when he's awakened. All right. Ah, hello, Obasa. Welcome. Ramania Kutika. My hut is pleasant, delightful, a gift given in faith. I've no need of girls. Go, ladies, to those in need. Kosalaviharin. I went forth out of faith and built a hut in the wilderness. I'm heedful, ardent, aware, and mindful. Sivali. My wishes, the purpose I had for entering this hut came true. Abandoning the tendency to conceit, I realized knowledge and liberation. Vapa. One who sees those who see and those who don't. One who doesn't see, sees neither. That's interesting. That's like a tongue twisting Pali. Passati passo passantang, passantancha passati, passanto passantang, passantancha napassati. Yeah, that's like a kind of like a tongue twister a little bit. Interesting. All right. Vajjiputta first. We dwell alone in the wilderness, like a log rejected in a forest. Lots of people are jealous of me, as beings in hell are one of going to heaven. Paka. They fall, collapsed and fallen. Greedy they return. The work is done. The joyful is enjoyed. Happiness is found through happiness. Vimala Kondanya. I arose from the one named after a tree. I was born of the one whose banner shines. This is not like actual birth. This is the Buddha's banner. This is that he was born as a monastic. The banner killer has destroyed the great banner by means of the banner itself. Uke Pakatavacha. Vacha has tossed away what he built over many years. Sitting comfortably unlifted with joy, he teaches this to householders. What has he tossed away? Ignorance, craving, conceit, all these things. All right, let's go to the ancient bhikkhunis, the Tarigata. Vimala, the former courtesan. Intoxicated by my appearance, my figure, my beauty, my fame, and owing to my youth, I looked down on others. I adorned this body all pretty, lamented by fools, and stood at the brothel door, like a hunter laying a snare. I stripped for them, revealing my many hidden treasures, creating an intricate illusion. I laughed, teasing those men. Today, having wandered for alms, my head shaven, wearing the outer robe, I sat at the root of a tree to meditate. I've gained freedom from thought. All yokes are severed, both human and heavenly. Having wiped out all defilements, I have become cooled and quenched. It's a heck of a character arc, isn't it? That's a heck of a character arc. Siha. Due to irrational application of mind, yoniso manasikara, I was racked by desire for pleasures of the senses. I was restless in the past, lacking control over my mind. Overcome by corruptions, pursuing perceptions of the beautiful, I gained no peace of mind. under the sway of lustful thoughts. Thin, pale, and wan, for 7 years I wandered full of pain, finding no happiness by day or night. Taking a rope, I entered deep into the forest, thinking, it's better that I hang myself than I return to the lesser life. I made a strong noose and tied it to the branch of a tree. Casting it around my neck, my mind was freed. Boy, right? This is a woman who was a monastic for quite a while and was having all kinds of problems to the point where she figured, well, it's better I kill myself than to go back to lay life. Actually, it's probably not. That's not good karma. But the attitude at least is appreciated, right? It's better to go through there. There's a couple things in the sutras where you see that even in the Tari and the Therigatha, where a monastic will say, "For 25 years I lived the holy life, and struggling with no gain," and then they become awakened. Right? So it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, it's hard, and maybe you're not gaining like you should, but it's not a waste of time. That's for sure. All right. Sundari Nada. Nanda, see this bag of bones is diseased, filthy and rotten, with mind ununified and serene. Meditate on the ugly aspects of the body. As this is, so is that. As that is, so is this. A foul stink wafts from it. It is the fool's delight. Reflecting in such a way, tireless all day and night, having broken through with my own wisdom, I saw, being diligent, rationally investigating, I truly saw this body, both inside and out. Then, growing disillusioned with the body, I became dispassionate within, diligent, detached, unquenched, and at peace. Nanduttara. In the past, I worshipped the sacred flame, the moon, the sun, and the gods. This sacred flame is the Brahmin thing where they kept like kind of like in modern era you hear about like eternal flames and things like that. This is same concept, keeping a flame alive and sacrificing things to the flame, even like animals and things like that. So that's what the eternal, the sacred flame is. This is about sacrifice. Uh, Having gone to a river ford, I plunged into the water. Undertaking many vows, I shaved half my head. Preparing a bed on the ground, I ate no food at night. I loved my ornaments and decorations, and with baths and oil massages, I pandered to this body, racked by desire for pleasures of the senses. But then I gained faith and went forth to homelessness, truly seeing this body. Desire for sensual pleasure was eradicated. All rebirths are cut off, wishes and aspirations too. Unyoked from all yokes, I found peace of mind. Mittakali. Having gone forth in faith from the lay life to homelessness, I wandered here and there, jealous of possessions and honors. Neglecting the highest goal, I pursued the lowest. Under the sway of corruptions, I never knew the goal of the ascetic life. I was struck with a sense of urgency as I was sitting in my hut. I'm walking the wrong path, under the sway of craving. My life is short, trampled by old age and sickness. Before this body breaks apart, there is no time for me to be careless. I examined in line with truth the rise and fall of the aggregates. I stood up with mind liberated, having fulfilled the Buddha's instruction. All right. Comments, questions? We can, if there's enough questions or comments, we move to Dhammapada and then probably call it a night from there. Heedfulness. Maybe many of you have heard me say this, talking about Satipatthana, this line, comparing it with Socrates, an unexamined life is not worth living. So, heedfulness is the path to the deathless. Heedlessness is the path to death. The heedful die not. The heedless are as if dead already, i.e., zombies, the walking dead, people on autopilot. All right. Clearly understanding this excellence of heedfulness, the wise exult therein and enjoy the result of the noble ones. The wise ones, ever meditative and steadfastly persevering, alone experience nibbana, the incomparable freedom from bondage. Ever grows the glory of him who is energetic, mindful, and pure in conduct, discerning and self-controlled, righteous and heedful. By effort and heedfulness, discipline and self-mastery, let the wise one make for himself an island which no flood can overcome. The foolish and ignorant indulge in heedlessness, but the wise one keeps his heedfulness as his best treasure. Do not give way to heedlessness. Do not indulge in sensual pleasures. Only the heedful and meditative attain great happiness. Just as one upon the summit of a mountain beholds the groundlings, even so when a wise man casts away heedlessness by heedfulness and ascends the higher tower of wisdom, the sorrowless sage beholds the sorrowing and foolish multitude. Maybe you've heard me talk about that a lot as well. How true wisdom and compassion, true compassion and understanding of the scope of samsara happens is the more wisdom and insight you gain, the higher you go up the mountain. The awakened ones are at the very top. They see the most, right? What is it? The sorrowing and foolish multitude, right? All the beings stuck in the samsaric state. Heedful among the heedless, wide awake among the sleepy, the wise man advances like a swift horse, leaving behind a weak jade. By heedfulness did Indra become the overlord of the gods. Heedfulness is ever praised, and heedlessness ever despised. The monk who delights in heedfulness and looks with fear at heedlessness advances like fire, burning all fetters, small and large. The monk who delights in heedfulness and looks with fear at heedlessness will not fall. He is close to Nibbana. All right, friends. I think we can do business and then share merit and probably close out for the night. If you have any comments or questions while I'm setting these up, then please type them in the chat. So if you are if you just found this channel, you just found me, and this is your first Dhammapalooza, and you don't know about the website, then if you are interested in learning more about myself and the upcoming aspiring Buddhist organization Magga Seka, then you can go to the website listed on the screen right now, maggaseka.org, maggaseka.org. This is the website that is my headquarters for all news, all information regarding myself, regarding Maggaseka. It contains articles, links to YouTube and other things like Insight Timer, various things that I do. So that is the place to be. You can even put an email in and subscribe so that whenever I post something, you get an email notifying you that I posted. Today, I posted an update, the first one in a couple months, regarding the drive, the call to action to see if there is enough support to live in Colorado by around June next year. So I posted the information. I made a little graphic showing the goal and how far we are at the goal, all of that. So you can go to the website and check that out. And if you feel up to it, then help spread the word about it too. The more people know about it, and the more awareness there is, then the more there might be people who actually want to support it. And if there's enough support, then Maggaseka in Colorado starts. And if there's not, it doesn't. That's the way it goes. All right. Let's bring up the. Where is. There it is. Okay. Ah, hello, James. Good to see you. I recognize that you've been with us at least once or twice before. All right. Share merit. Dukkha patta chane dukkha, baya patta chane baya, soka patta chane soka, hantu sape pipaniyo, etavata cha mehi, sampatang punya sampatang, sape deva, namodatu, sapa sampati siddhya, akasatta chabumata, deva naga mehitika, punyang tangan moditva, charang rakantu sasanang. May the suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit of ours for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas, nagas, and yakas of mighty power, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right, friends. So that is it for another Dhammapalooza. No Suki Hotu, may you be happy and at ease. Practice well and be well, and may you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which could be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. New York time for Morning Monastery Experience, which we have 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, with precepts, chanting, and a little Dhamma talk and some meditation. Or perhaps next Saturday on Insight Timer for Insight Timer session, or next Monday, if I'm still alive next week, for another Dhammapalooza. So practice well. Have a good week.